And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the semi-finals of ESL Open Cup Americas, number 236. It's been an intense broadcast already here. Many players have risen, many players have fallen, and now we have 4 players left. We have Bjorn, Shameless, and these 2 players as well, our Zerg and our Protoss. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Talon Esports. It is Dark. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing System Gaming. It is Gerald. Here we go. We have our PVZ, we have our semifinals, a fresh best of 3, and if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you believe is going to take the series, whether it's our Protoss or our Zerg, as Dark is going for a drone across the map. We are setting up for a proxy hatch. Now, the way this works is that if Dark's natural base is denied, then he will go for the proxy. If it isn't, then he has the option to just go for his natural expansion. Expansion is being taken, but do you see what I see? No spawning pool yet. Oh, we are taking our gas. Drone is diving in, but alas, we are lacking those minerals. Need a little bit more time. And do we go for the hatch block? It looks like we will. Couple more seconds in the hatchery. Oh, it's going to be close. The probe is in position. The hatchery is going to be denied. We barely do deny the hatchery, which means back at home, yep, spawning pool is thrown down. We don't commit. We don't commit to the proxy hatch. If the probe wasn't here on the low ground, we would have seen it, but alas, the probe does deny the hatchery. We throw down the spawning pool, and in the end, Dark is going for a standard game. He was more than willing to go for the proxy hatch, don't get me wrong, he was willing, but was denied. Was denied the hatchery. Drone gonna rotate around. Being a nuisance, does not get the gas seal either, and Gerald is looking quite comfortable, to be honest. Pretty comfortable opener, going for a gate cyber expand. Gate expand to cyber core, standard opener here out of Gerald. Is pretty well set up. And we are easing our way into the mid game. We are easing our way in. As we do so, we do have a Stargate here in the main. It's going to be a Stargate opener out of Geralt. Again, it's a pretty standard opener. Going to be Stargate into a third base, into Triple Oracle. Whether we go into Glaive Adepts or Pulse-on-Blink Stalkers in the follow-up, that's going to be the question here for Geralt. He's more of a Stalker player, but we'll see. We'll see what he does take into. Back at home, Dark just embracing the hatch gas pool into a third, droning up, settling in. Are going to be settling in. Overlord dips in, does confirm the tech of choice, does confirm the Stargate opener. And also confirms the initial Oracle as well. There is no Void Ray, there is no Phoenix, for example. Dark does confirm. Depths will dip in. We'll threaten a shade towards the main. But not much more than that. We have plenty of links to keep up. And we will shut Geralt down. We'll shut him down. Back at home, we're expanding. As we expand, that's what we're going to be keeping an eye out for the tech, to see if we throw down a Twilight Council and additional gateways, to see if we cut Oracles at 2. So our eyes are going to be peeled here, just because Glaive Adepts have been very trendy as of late. Very trendy, especially amongst the Korean Protoss players. I'm loving the pylon here to protect the probe, but Lings are in position and we will delay the expansion. Third base is delayed by a couple of seconds. Lings dive in. Try to force a cancel, but we are in position. Meanwhile, across the map, Oracle goes for the mineral line, but Queens are lying in wait. Dark does defend, does deflect the Oracle. Oracle is deflected. We do get some larva at the third, just larva. Nothing too major. Denying some of those would-be drones. As Dark does rotate over with the Queens. Spores are going to be on the way. We have a Spore in the main, we have a Spore at the natural. And there it is. There's that follow-up, and Dark sees everything. He sees it all. It's going to be a Forge and a Twilight Council. So that looks like +1 in Blink, potentially +1 in Charge, but what's important, not Glaive Adepts. So Dark knows he can be greedy. That is a... Oh my god, we're rushing into the lair. Okay, I say rushing. This was around a 4-minute 40 lair timing, 4:45. This looks like Ling Hydra. Looks like we're going to be skipping roaches, but we'll keep an eye on the roach warren timing, or on the lair timing, really. Oracles dip in. We do keep up. Zoning those oracles away. Gases are being taken. This could be a Spire as well. True, could be Spire tech. I'm leaning towards Hydras, but both are an option. Both are viable. Against +1 Blink Stalkers, though, it's risky to rush into Spire play without roaches. Speaking of, Roach Warren has been thrown down. Okay, we have options. Lair is about to finish, and what is the tech going to be as we're taking all of our gases, all 6 gases being taken? This has to be the Spire, right? I mean, this could still just be Roach Hydra. Okay, there we go. We have the answer. Lair is done. Hydra's on the way. And this does make more sense here, especially if we're going for a Roach Warren. Roach Hydra here, very gas intensive for Dark. Is taking up. Gerald's going to be applying some pressure. Blink is halfway done. So without Blink, we can't really push in too far, but we can threaten the creep. We can push back some of the creep and keep Dark honest. Links are amassing. Queens come forward. So far, Dark does defend. Dark he keeps up. He does keep the army at bay. More Lings and Hydras in production. Lings, they go for a counter-attack across the map. We get eyes on the 4th. We do get eyes on the 4th base. Both players, their 4 bases are under fire. And coming force a cancel for either player. Lings still not done. Lings across the map, they're getting out of control. And they're getting out of hand. Blink finishing up in 10 seconds. Stage trap goes off. Doesn't quite catch the army. We go for the recall. And across the map, we defend. Oracles, they did race back home. We do defend the 4th base. Likewise, Dark also holds on to his own 4th. Both players do hold on, and Hydras are revealed. Hydras are spotted. Hydra speed on the way. Roach speed on the way as well. I think the Roach speed is just for safety in case we did have to invest into Roaches. For the most part, Dark is embracing Ling Hydra. And we'll keep an eye out for an Infestation Pit. An Infestation Pit will give us a tell that we're working towards Lurkers and Hive Tech. For now, just Ling Hydra. Just the Ling Hydra. Across the map, Gerald throwing down a wall of cannons and shield batteries, setting up his 4th base. Main nodding over. Rocks are being knocked down. It looks like Dark is going for a committed push. The 4th base. The 4th base is not saturated. We've drawn up to 68. That is just over 3 base saturation, but under 4 base, of course. And Dark is going for one committed push here. Hydras are amassing. Roaches are flooding across the map as well. Very committed. And this needs to get damage done. This needs to break the 4th. Again, the Roaches are going to be a little bit more of a surprise here for Gerald. Not purely Ling Hydra. +2 ranges on the way. We're rallying across the map. Again, no further tech available, no further economy. It's all or nothing for Dark. Stasis Trap does pop off. Nice force fields. We have Ravagers. Do you have those Ravagers? There's a secondary Stasis Trap. Do we get eyes on it? We don't! Not a bad connection. We catch some Hydras as well. Dark trying to break through, trying to force back the army. We have shield batteries. We're pulling back to shield batteries. Stasis Traps are running out. Nice blink so far. Out of Gerald does pull away to the 4th. But we zone the army away and we dive on the 3rd base. We catch one Robo. Zealots are morphing in. Dark getting surrounded. The Stalkers, they're getting on top of the Roaches. Roaches are going down. The Hydra's looking that much more exposed. It looks like we will bring down the 2nd Robo just barely. 2nd Robo does fall. Still rallying Lings across the map. But Dark has still not dealt any economic damage. Denied the Robos, but not much more than that. And Gerald is holding. 3 probes have gone down. We're getting to the mineral line. So far, yeah, Gerald, he's cleaning this up. He's catching Hydras. Expensive losses there for Dark. But it looks like finally he gets into the mineral line. Finally, probes are falling. Yeah, we have broken the 3rd. 14, 16, 17 probes going down. Ay, ay, ay. Gerald was holding very nicely until now. Until now, so he loses every single worker at that 3rd. And the damage has been done. Gerald trying to keep up. We have +3 on the way. We're bleeding out too many Stalkers. If we had the Robos, if we had Immortals coming in, Colossus, or any other, any other supportive units, maybe we hold, but not anymore. as Dark barely breaks the third. And now we rotate over towards the natural. And filing down the Cybercore. Cybercore goes down. No more Stalkers. What you see is what you get. And Stalkers are getting caught out by the Hydras. Trading decently well here, but we lose almost every single Stalker. And Dark is pushing into the natural. He's going for the kill. Going in for the kill with the essentially three-way soul in. GG gets called, and Dark will take a lead in this series. GG. GG, well played. Dark does take a lead. It was close though. Gerald, he almost held on. It was impressive how well he was blinking back, how well he was able to spread out his army and get his side defense up and running. Unfortunately, his third base was exposed. The third base was vulnerable, and Dark was able to shut down not just one, but both robotics facilities. On top of that, he was able to get into the mineral line as well and cripple the economy, break the third, and it all snowballed from there. The dominoes started falling one after the other. Congratulations, Dark takes the lead, but what I will say is that Gerald, he almost did defend, and he wasn't looking too bad in that game, in that series. I want to believe we can bounce back, but the pressure is on. The pressure is now on. We're getting into game 2 on Ghost River. Here we go. Ghost River is coming up next. And we'll see if Gerald can force the ace match, or if Dark advances on to the grand finals. When it comes to the lower semifinals, I believe Beyond vs. Shameless is still ongoing. Last we checked, they were in game 1. By now, they might be in game number 2. I would imagine. Yeah, they're in game 2. Here we go, spawning in the top right-hand corner. In the top right-hand corner of Ghost River, we have the South Korean Zerg player. The Red Zerg representing Talon Esports. It is Dark. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Polish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is Gerald. Here we go. Gerald down in this best of 3. See if we can bounce back. Probe moves out, so we'll force the unnatural natural. We'll force out a bit of an awkward expansion pattern here out of Dark. And this time he does not go across the map. This time he does not threaten a proxy hatch or a hatch block. So much more standard opener this time. Much more passive between our players, between Dark. Really more than anything. We can see Gerald go for the pylon block. You may be thinking, like, is this necessary? Well, hello, Dark. Spazzing out with that Overlord. But when it comes to Dark, it is not uncommon for him to hide a drone and come in to expand anyway. So Geralt is aware of that. That's why we had the pylon block, just in case. Geralt just making sure that Dark didn't pull a fast one on him. We saw that last game where Dark was hiding the drone. Did hide the drone. But now, gate expanded to Cybercore, standard opener. We are easing our way in. Easing our way into this here. And it looks like, based on the pylon location, it's going to be another Stargate opener, as the pylon is closer to the edge of the main. It's going to be a little bit easier, or going to be a little bit more efficient and faster for the Oracle to get across the map. So it looks like we're just settling into our game. Meanwhile, Dark did invest into an extra wave of Lings. That's going to be 6 Lings on the way, not 4. Will be to shut down the probe and to apply some pressure. Lings moving out. Dark, meanwhile, is parked here on top of the pylon. Meanwhile, as Dark is parked on the pylon, we go for the Twilight Council with the natural. Okay, cheeky moves out of Gerald. He will hide the tech for the time being, but here comes the Lings. Yeah, the Lings, they slip in, and even though Gerald, he hid the tech from the Overlord, does not hide it from the Lings. We get a full scout, we get eyes on the Twilight Council, and Dark now knows of the early game aggression. And Dark is now aware. Let's go. With this, in a couple of seconds, we should be seeing a defensive Roach Warren out of Dark. Just before the 4-minute mark. Robo's on the way. Now the question becomes, is this going to be a DT opener or Glaive Adepts? Now we've not pulled out a gas. We have not pulled out a gas. Actually, we pulled one out at least. But I'm leaning towards DTs just because that one probe was just to move here towards the left-hand side. Trying to get a read on what's going on. I imagine Dark Shrine, and yep, there it is. Dark Shrine is on the way. So DT opener out of Gerald. We'll force the recall back. Alas, Dark does not confirm. Doesn't get eyes on the researching Twilight Council, whether it's researching or not. Likewise, doesn't get eyes on the follow-up tech in the main. But for the most part, Dark should be aware enough to play safe. And there it is. Roach Warren has been thrown down just before 4 minutes. Very safe timing. No spores yet, but we should be seeing some safety spores soon. The thing is that if Dark believes it's Glaive Adepts, then he's going to be skipping them. But there we go. He plays it safe. We have a spore here at the 3rd and a spore at the natural. It's a very safe play here by Dark. And with that, Dark is going to be ready for this. He has this walls to defend, and he shouldn't take too much damage. Shouldn't take too many losses. So we go, the Prism makes his way across the map. Lair already in production. We have a 3rd spore in the main. So spore in every single mineral line. We're ready to defend from every single angle. DTs are going to be morphed in. At the same time, Lings, they get across the map. They threaten the 3rd. DTs are called out. Yeah, Queens, they shut down the first one. And they force back the 2nd. 3rd base is denied. Dark, he's all over this. Going for the Stalker. No shield battery. Stalker is going to go down. Oh, massive pickoff. We get the Stalker. We deny the DTs. Gerald will expand, but he's stuck at home. You know, this opener that was designed to be aggressive, this opener that was designed to get damage done across the map, it gets no damage. And now we're stuck back at home. We're stuck at home, and Dark flooding more Lings across the map. He wants that expansion. He wants the 3rd, doesn't quite go for it. He's going to lie in wait. Behind this, we have a Bay on the way. Interesting. Gerald's most likely going to be working towards Disruptors. We have access to Colossus, of course, but high risk, high reward. May as well make use of that War Prism. We'll see what we go for. As Dark back at home, he's joining up, fully saturating his 3rd base, getting a 4th, and taking into Ling Bane Roach Ravager. Pretty solid composition here in the mid game. Mainly Bane Roach Ravager, avoiding Hydras. Denies the pylon. Does deny the pylon. And even though these Lings aren't really getting any damage done, they're keeping the Archon busy. They're keeping the Archons busy back at home. Rocks are being knocked down. Roaches are amassing. There are those Disruptors that we spoke about. Disruptors are on the way alongside Warpers and Speed. Disruptor drops have potential, but honestly, there's a lot of pressure on Gerald. A lot of pressure on him to get damage done with those Disruptors because of how rough this game has been so far. Has been a rough game for Gerald. Not impossible to come back from, but going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult here. StarCraft knocks down those rocks, massing more Lings, massing Roaches. Archon's still being active. And we do get eyes on the army. So, yeah, Gerald is getting in position. The Disruptors do rotate over. Show us the Novas. Up! First Nova goes off. It's going to be close. We do shave off some Roaches, not bad. That's 3 Roaches going down. And we deny the Ravagers. Not a bad start for Geralt, but here we go. Darky rotates over towards the left-hand side. We have a wall of Banelings. Oh my god, that is so many Banelings! 30 Banelings waddling in, and Disruptors are on cooldown. Which means there's nothing to stop the Banelings. They get into the mineral line. They knock down the wall. Baneling speed kicks in, and there's no way out. The probes! There's no way out. They get annihilated. 18 workers go down. And we're not done. We find even more damage. We knock down the shield batteries, knock down the pylons. Nova goes off. The split is too good. We avoid the Nova. Oh, second Nova a little bit better. But reinforcers, they come in from behind. The disruptors are exposed. Nice juggling here out of Gerald. Does preserve his army, but the stalkers, they're falling one after the other. We save the disruptors, but we lose the stalkers. Yeah, everything's just snowballing out of control. We have broken the third base. We've broken the army. There's barely anything left. We're down to 2 disruptors in the Warp Prism. Ooh, we're down to 1 disruptor in the Warp Prism. And we don't get the Nova off. At the same time, we lay siege upon the third base. We have a handful of stalkers. We can blink up into the high ground. But we can't do much more than that. As that third base has been killed. And you can see Dark just rallying towards the natural. We do have potential for a disruptor, for a Nova. But just the 1. DTs will defend. Detection is required. Dark backs off. But Gerald, he's stuck on 2 bases. We're stuck on 2 bases. We're stuck with a 2-base economy, a 2-base setup, and it's not going to be enough here. Gerald has to pull off a miracle, has to commit to an all-in. And again, there is potential with these disruptors. Like, we can pop off and get some amazing connections, but we're going to need to do that again and again. Because Dark is chilling. Okay, we're on 4 bases. We're joining up. We don't have the highest worker count, and we don't have a 5th base, true. Dark's economy isn't amazing, but it's good enough. Is the reality here. Is the reality. It is good enough at this point. Warping an additional Dark Templar. No detection. Never mind. Overseers have arrived. We shut down all 3 DTs. And we're keeping up with the drop play. Oh, never goes off. Doesn't connect. Barely does not connect. Forced to pick up. Ooh. Failing run by gets denied across the map. We do defend. We save the disruptor. Just barely. Just barely. We do save that disruptor. Hive is on the way. That's going to be for Viper Tech. Vipers are the big thing that we're missing here. Vipers, they can yoink and abduct disruptors, immortals, colossus. They can parasite bomb the War Prism as well. They can do it all. They can do it all. As we can see, Gerald's attempting to stabilize. Stabilizing here on 3 bases. But the supply... this time does not lie, as Dark is maxed. Dark is maxed out and there's nothing holding him back. We have a drop lord towards the natural, and of course Ling Roach towards the left-hand side. We are collapsing in. And the Banelings! Delayed reaction. 6 probes go down. Now we can focus on our push. There's still 2 Banelings left in that Overlord. So we can go for another drop. Stark is focusing on his main push. Nova's going up. Takes down 2 Lings. Another Nova looks like does connect. Not a bad connection. Banelings are being shut down, but here comes the rest of the army. We collapse on the disruptors. We collapse on the colossus. There's no way out of this. We can juggle as much as we can, but there's just not enough supply here for the Protoss. Meanwhile, the drop comes back in. 4 more probes go down. And there's only so much Gerald can do to stop the tide of Zerg. The Swarm is here. The Swarm has arrived. We shut down the Colossus. Doesn't escape, doesn't get away. And Dark is going to make another finals run here. Last night he was denied that, but here he is. GG gets called. Dark takes the 2-0 and advances on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. Again, a really rough game number 2 here for Gerald. Winding it back, if you remember, Gerald, he opened up DT, and the Dark Templar did nothing. We were ready for it. We had detection. We were able to be aggressive with Lings across the map and get damage done there as well. Dark just completely shut down the opener of Gerald, and it was an uphill battle from there. Game number 1 was a little bit more back and forth, where Dark went for a 3-base all-in, and Gerald barely didn't survive. He barely didn't hold on. Oh. barely did not hold on. And yeah, in the end, Dark was able to take the lead in the series, and then it all snowballed out of control here in game number 2. So congratulations to Dark as he does advance on. My condolences to Gerald. He had a good performance to make it this far. He was able to bring down Future and Trap. I don't want to take away from Gerald because, honestly, it's because of Gerald in a way that Dark is able to go as far as he is. As a reminder, Dark, he played in last night's tournament in ESL Asia, and Dark got knocked out early on in the bracket because of Trap. Trap 2-0'd. Trap was on fire last night. He 2-0'd Dark, he 2-0'd Rogue. Trap, he is a beast in PvZ, and I recommend the VODs. He clowned all over Rogue and Dark. And yeah, Trap was looking so damn strong last night. Here, this morning, Trap is denied a rematch against Dark. He's denied going up against him again as he fell to the PvP to Gerald. So I'm sure Dark is grateful to Gerald. I'm sure he's happy. I'm sure, oh, thank you. Thank you. You got rid of the Korean Protoss. But again, that was a very big result for Gerald to bring Trap down. So very nicely done. Gerald clearly showing that in PvP he can take it to the best of them. But does fall in the PvZ.